Hari Om, I'm Swami Satchitananda here. I want to talk to you about this concept of ego. Fortunately, unfortunately, I do have a MPhil degree in Western psychology. And of course, being involved in Vedanta, I'm deeply involved in Vedantic psychology also. So I thought that it may be a good idea to speak a little bit about this concept of ego and how it is slightly different from what the Western psychology talks about it. Basically, when we talk about ego, um, we talk about a self concept that is put together based on our past relationship experiences, all the things that make me me. So in Western psychology, we call that my ego, okay? So who I am, my own personality. Everything that I am is in that ego. Okay? In Vedantic psychology, is slightly different. Here, the mind is divided into three parts. The first part is called manas, which means the mind. That is the computer processing process of the mind and the memory. Okay? As you must be already knowing, if you're not aware of your own mind, you have probably the best computer in the world, which no other computer can do at this present time at least. Okay? And it has got a memory. Okay? And it has got certain inbuilt reactions like an animal which helps it protect itself. Okay? So there are certain psychological responses available in there. It's called the mind. The second aspect is called the buddhi. Buddhi is the critical portion of the mind in which is able to take the data which is collected by the external organs like eyes, ears, nose, etc. Collect this information. After the mind has processed given it to you, you are in a position to take a discriminative decision about what to do or what not to do. All right? So the buddhi is considered to be very, and the development of the buddhi is considered to be very, very important aspect of mental development. The third one is called ahamkara. Ahamkara means ego. If you want to convert it into English, it doesn't really mean ego, but let's say ego. Okay, this ahamkara. Ahamkara means mine. This is mine. That is mine. This scooter is mine. This house is mine. This child is mine. This seat is mine. Everything is mine only. Whatever I do, I want to make it mine. This aspect of the mind which immediately wants ownership for something that has been done or ownership for any results that had come out of any action that may belong to you, directly or indirectly. All right? So this is called ahamkara. This thing acts so fast that you don't even realize it. Okay? You are going in a flight and you've got a seat ticket with you and it says 6F or something. Somebody is sitting on it. If somebody is sitting on it, immediately there will be an anger that will rise in you. As if that place belonged to you for eternity. It's a 1.5 hour flight. Okay? Taking small things like that and taking big things like my children, my home, whatever you want to call it, my wife, my husband, whatever it is. The ahamkara is the possessive aspect. And there is something called mamakara. That means mine. There's a difference here. Okay? One is I-ness, other one is called miness. Right? That is, I is initiated by me, miness means the things outside which I think belongs to me. Both these put together comprise of ahamkara, comprise of the ego. Now, we all want to progress in life, right? Is there anybody who doesn't want to progress here? You don't want to progress? Everybody wants to progress. So if you want to progress in life, you must know at least one thing which is the biggest block to your own development and growth. At least one thing you must know to be true. Isn't it? If you knew that, then at least you will try to do something about it. Now, many people are going through life having no idea at all, including our leaders, political field, business fields, whatever. The single largest block to any development, any growth that you want is your own ahamkara or your ego. You have seen, in a very loose language, people who are highly egoistic. What happens to the people around them? They are totally crushed. They are thrown away. They are used. So, the ego is a problem in all relationships. Because ego cannot see an equality in relationships. It can only see up or down. If somebody is more powerful than you, then you will feel down. If somebody is less powerful than you, then you are the boss. But it cannot see equality in relationship. I cannot say you and me are the same. Why? Because Ahamkara will not allow that. But in a sense, for good living, we have to live a life where we have to deal with each other in an equanimous way, in a way which is God has created equally. He is supposed to be in His image, no? Have you seen God's image? But whatever it is, we are God's image. We are the stardust of the universe. So, we should be in a position to deal with each other like that in a animalistic way. So, this does not happen. So, all relationship will break down. 2. Whatever the success that you got in your life or that you may get in your life, the thing that will break down tomorrow and bring you right to the ground and under the ground, and you will lose everything that you have gained, is if your ego comes in the way. And knowing this, we are so ignorant, shall I call it? Maybe not a good word to use, but the reality is that in our relationship with our own family, with our own spouses, with our own children, with our own brothers, with our employees, with our co-workers, right? We don't see this, right? We don't see this at all. And we are trying to negotiate life. You just go back and look in your own life and see how many problems, the most severe problems, and most relationships that have broken down badly has been only because of the ego and nothing else. Nothing else at all. So, we say, for even if you are pursuing material goals in life, you need to understand and bring the ego in control. If you are following a spiritual life, without this there is no spiritual growth possible. You can stand on your head and do for 100 times a headstand. You can do meditation and pranayama for 100 years. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. So long as this ego remains. So, this is something that we have to see. It means that we go back and observe ourselves really. How this is coming as a block. Right? Because we can't see it, we don't spend time on it, right? We don't process this information. And how good relationships become bad so fast. For no reason whatsoever. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth the time and money you have spent. But good relationships become bad, and then you say, oh, she was a very nice person, he was a very nice person. This happened. Then what happened, man? So, I request you to look at this aspect a little more, and to the spiritual sadhanas and practices are given with the whole and sole objective of trying to bring your ego in control, and maybe at a later stage crush it so that it always remains under your heels. This is the sole purpose of all sadhana that we do. Everything else is related to that. Karma yoga is related to that. Jnana yoga is related. Everything is related to that. Hari Om.